Turbo. We're going to kind of round out the day a bit. So it's relatively casual. So yeah, how was your day, Morale? You have a good time?
Fantastic.
You know, put the mic up to your face. You can tell everyone what's going on.
Like, I think the results may not suggest it to the average guy just looking at the page or what, but all the results felt good. Like some of them were close, some of them were not so close, but it all felt good.
I mean, it all looked good.
Yeah, we're happy. So
Yeah, that's good. I mean, CeeJaey, you had a fun time as well, obviously, because you played in the Open and you made it all the way. You fought against fifth, and I was watching on my phone from Spoons, watching you. When you nearly won against them, how did that feel?
We had your support one way or another.
Yeah.
Even if it was behind the bar.
Yeah, just from behind the bar. How's your Open been? Because you've been flawless, right?
Yeah, we because there was like 2 groups, and we won our group, and
Yeah.
we won all of our games, and then there was a playoff against the other group winner, and that was like a really close game. And yeah, it was good. And then everyone kind of wanted to win the Open group, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone was looking at Swift like they wanted to have a go.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's see if we can have a go.
Yeah, because
We had a go.
who did you end up playing against when you were playing against Open teams?
Huh?
Who did you play against, the Open team? Which team?
Playing against Cypher, so the Mexico TGB.
Yeah, what was the time on the map when it finished?
I think the first map was like 13 minutes, and the second
God damn.
second map was like 11 or something. I don't know.
That is pace.
We don't want to talk about that game. There was some funny business going on there.
Some funny business. Toby, you been enjoying yourself?
Yeah, no open games over here.
No open games for you.
I felt like I played an open game watching your game though. It was a tired game of TF2 it looked like.
It was tiring playing. I can imagine you
Me,
were tired watching.
when I was watching it and I was like, man, what's going on with this game? It's so weird. I'm like, shit, everyone's exhausted. They're like letting soldiers through, they're letting scouts through places. They're like, the aim looked like, Mouses looked heavy. It was just like,
But the thing is, like that can't be true because Juno, his mouse is about like an inch long. It's like baby stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's not thrown it off the desk so far. It's so tiny. Everyone's walking past like he's not serious.
Juno looked like he was the most hyperactive on that server. He looked like he like got some air shots and all this stuff. And he looked so happy. He beefed like the second one.
Yeah.
And all that,
But after the first map, he turned around and he said, we were all like, don't worry, we'll go to the next map. It's our map. We'll have a better chance. Juno, straight to the looks. Well, I got the ghost air shots.
I mean, he's not lying. It was doing decently. But what was annoying about that game was like the first 2 minutes were actually pretty good. I was like, wow, it's actually like another invite team and all this stuff like that. And then the timeless just slowly built over the time. And I kind of wish I got to see what you were like in the morning. Like if you played each other in the morning time.
Yeah, I mean, like it's been a long day. Like we had 6 games because we were in the 17 groups. It was 6 games, then the playoff game, and then it gets to 9:15. And like the playoff game is like if we win, we play against Swift, which might be a good game. If we lose, we play against more Alexi, and it's like, all right, let's win this playoff.
You
right?
would never.
Never, not 1,000 years.
Right, it was a long day, but there's always tomorrow. We're still in it.
Yeah, but I get tired playing like 4 scrims, so like, can't imagine doing like 6.
But all these other teams, like we scrim. We were still looking for Juno this morning. He appeared on the horizon holding a chili dog. We were like, oh, so you're alive then? Like, yeah, good to go.
He's still here. How much do you have to? So we know people across the line have been, maybe just boozing it up a bit. Is there anyone particular on the team that is guilty apart from maybe just Juno booze it up, or is it other than maybe you?
I mean, Phil's been having the.
Old bevy.
He's having a couple of bevies.
Yeah.
But you can't. Phil tells us what to do. So if he's drinking, it's like, well, I'm not going to tell him what to do. So, but yeah, no. Actually, everyone's remained like pretty much sober up until the playoff, and then it was like, this could go on for a while.
Yeah.
Let's just sneak a couple in. It's fine.
I've seen a couple of disaster Thursdays happen as well. People drinking on the first day and not making it.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
No, definitely not you guys.
We don't talk about Thursdays, or Fridays, or Saturdays.
He was done.
Is that why I didn't see you for the rest of the night?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, it was. Look, I had a long night. It was
You're a busy
like
man.
40 hours. 40 hours a week. No, it was not the drink. It was maybe the drink. Okay, probably the drink.
Probably.
Let's move on.
let's move on away from the drink, maybe. Yeah, are you looking forward to playing against Froyo? Because we played against Froyo.
You played against Froyo?
We got smashed.
Yeah. How dare you get smashed?
Look, it was a 10-minute long game. They were all off-classing.
Oh, they're off-classing?
Yeah. Also, fun fact, Crockett is the only player to have backstabbed May the entire tournament.
Mr. TF2.
Mr. TF2
Mr.
himself.
TF2.
God, big shout out to Smear in the big house, incredible. Are you looking forward to playing against Froyo again? Because undoubtedly you're going to meet them again, yeah. It was a pretty good game.
Our first game was against Froyo today, and I mean, we know from the cups in the last 2 years while we've had COVID, and it's like playing NA teams, whether it's Froyo, whether it's Froyo with 2, but we're changing our name, or whether it's Witness or whatever, it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
Because their play style is so much more entertaining to play against.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I'm excited. We have Witness first today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
How's Nubby been in person as well? Because this is his first LAN, right?
Shy.
Yeah, he's so shy.
He's so shy.
Whereas online, he's like quite bubbly, right?
He's a lovely kid. He's a lovely, bubbly kid.
Yeah.
But you offer him a drink and you go, he's so sweet.
Yeah.
Got Venice at 18.
Yeah. I mean, like, the boy seems to be popping off on LAN a little bit.
He's having a good time.
Yeah. He seems to be hitting crisp rockets, but the other player that I thought on LAN that I think you'd agree with is Poison. Every LAN that he goes to on Soldier, he's pretty destructive. Like, he's pretty dangerous. You've obviously played against them, but your game was a different
I
perspective.
don't know what you're on about.
little bit BM. Because you played against Forst as well, didn't you? And all those other players and stuff, yeah.
I mean, like, Poison's crazy. I think every LAN Poison turns up.
Yeah.
I think my first recollection of him was in the Altitude tournament at I-55. And like, you think that was what, 7, 8 years ago or something? He's
Yeah.
still just turning up and yeah, I mean, the Soldiers did cause us problems in our game, and you can see why.
Yeah. Is there any part of the event hall that you've been to yet, like other than the BYOC Turbo?
I can't hear you all the way over there, man. I can't out-level with you. You're going to have to speak very, very clearly.
Is there any other part of the entire expo that you've been to yet, apart from the BYOC?
No, I've been to 2 locations, that caster chair and that bar. That's all I've been to.
Just
no,
the bar.
I've walked around, I've gone and seen the players and all this stuff. I said me little hellos and goodbyes and all this stuff like that. But it's been, I don't know, I feel like the LAN for me is more like the atmosphere, not so much the location. All this, I don't come here and be like, wow, Birmingham.
That is the main thing about me. Yeah, like that's why we go like.
You know,
It's Birmingham, but it's iSeries, so
it's not a location.
You can't be
I do not need the expo. I do not need like whatever else is here.
Yeah.
Nando's.
Yeah, any of that stuff.
You're here for the TF2 in the bar.
I'm here
That's
for
it.
the TF2.
I'm gonna get in a scrap with someone because I've been calling Nando's terrible. It's overrated.
It is terrible. It is terrible.
It's so bad.
I had Nando's 2 days in a row about a month ago, and I wanted to kill myself. Like it's not good. I'm sorry.
It's a baseline. You're not rated. If you're rating Nando's, there's something wrong with you. It's a baseline. Is there something?
The thing is,
like, is there anything bad? Just go to Nando's. You know what you get.
You know what the worst thing is?
suppose,
It's
like-
a cultural touchstone. People come here and be like, I would like to see the Nando's. You're like, really? Is this all you want to see when you come to this country?
Please
would like
take me
what
to
you call
the
a cheeky
Nando's.
Nando's.
Yeah, I would like some of the cheek of the Nando's. It's like, is that all you really like? That's British culture summed up. Fucking
Yeah,
great.
just another stolen
Because
culture.
Foyo for their fundraiser did a trying British cuisine thing.
There you go, Greg's.
I was like, no, I actually messaged him being like, right, get this right.
Yeah,
Like, British cuisine is not spoons and Nando's. British cuisine is a lot more than this. Please.
As someone come to this country for the first time, right? First time he's ever left his own country, and he says, I'm going to try one of these famous English breakfasts that I've heard so much about. And where does he get it?
Spoons.
Spoons.
Oh,
And everyone's just, what are you doing? They literally might know.
I mean,
It's not the same.
It's not. It's not.
it's an inoffensive place, isn't it? Plain food.
Like,
Plain food for
It
plain
will
people.
do when you've had a couple drinks.
Yeah.
You know
But
what you get.
other
You know
than
what
that,
you
you
get.
just
I
like,
mean, you're
yeah.
not going to get offended by a Weatherspoon's meal. If you're going to be like, oh, is there
Maybe
some
by the
coffee
price.
in this dish or something like that? You're not going to get that.
yeah, spoons are just terrible. Like we went there earlier, and there was like, you know, Alec had a chicken burger. Granted, the dude was hammered, but it's just
It's like eating a roll of dry toilet paper. I had one yesterday.
Boy, do you know what that's like?
It's what I imagine it's
Hey,
like.
there's no choices. You've seen the menus here. NEC, I think they just give them. They were like, all you sell is chicken. That's all.
Yeah.
There's no other animal on this planet
It's just
apart
chicken.
from the chicken.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
compared to that, Nando's is a treat.
To be fair, like, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Just,
I mean,
please no.
the other grounds around here are also pretty nice. Like, have you been out and around, because obviously there's the lake and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I've been around it many times. I live not too far, so.
Nah, yeah, you live in a good spot. Have you been to like the Pizza Express and stuff?
Honestly, like, so far today, we arrived, we played games, and when we had a chance in between games, it's like,
And now you're just
go
easy.
to the burger place and get some chips or a burger, and just like
Yeah.
grab a drink, like get away. This has not been
See
time
that?
to go
That's
somewhere
where you've gone
else.
wrong. I
And then
bought.
Lucky came over and was like, hey, want to leave some of that spare time and come on our late show?
You've played 8 maps today. Do you want to sit on a sofa and talk
come and
some
do
more?
this with
Like,
me? Come on,
I'll
pop
have
on the
a
street.
beer. You can bring the beer.
That was the stipulation I was allowed to bring
You're a
beer.
popular Twitch streamer, please.
Yeah. How's that been for you as well, CeeJaey?
Oh, I love lad.
What's this service?
The service.
Wait, I thought we
incredible.
won
love
our
French
glasses.
people.
I swear we won our glasses.
So much.
Shout out to Tweaku for the LAN
Shout out to
service.
Tweaku. Mate,
Yeah.
this is the
We
first
love
LAN
Tweaku.
where we had servers on time.
I know.
God.
On time.
On
And
time.
then production failed. Yes,
Round of
woo!
applause, guys. Well, Tweaku.
Tweaku. Oh,
Great job,
I
fantastic.
can't express how good it is to think I'm coming to an iSeries where Tweaku has spent a month working on the server.
God, yeah. That's some incredible stuff. Have you been by his setup at all, Turbo? Because when you look at Tweaku's screens, it's like you're going to go into
mate,
a
I
pocket
thought
dimension.
the Matrix was making up those little
Yeah.
symbols and letters, and that's how he codes. It's
Yeah,
just like
it's-
this. He doesn't even type. He plugs in. Like,
Yeah. Also, if you've seen Tweaku's keyboard, he has a keyboard that's split in half. It's like 2 bits of PCB.
Oh, I just lost so much respect for you.
Imagine playing a Sixes match with that as your keyboard.
To be fair, can't be worse than another core. Cannot be worse than another core.
I want to see someone play with Juno's baby tiny mouse and Tweaku's keyboard.
Yeah.
An Ulti-Duo match, something.
Shintaz's original
The
keyboard layout.
Shinta's like, yeah.
Mate, Shintaz had to type out how to kill you. And the thing is, he got to Prem. There's no excuses.
Yeah.
There's no excuses.
What can you
He
do?
has to have been the best player ever if he's got to
Mate,
Prem doing it that way.
I
like,
just took it way too seriously. You know, when you look up to those Prem players, they're like, oh, he used this, I should do that. And I'll be like, my binds are P, Q,
I can't, man.
dollar symbol,
No.
S, the numpad lock, like just.
What
all
sense
over
do
the
you
keyboard.
use? I use a Game Boy Color plugged into my PC. Yeah. Is that how you get good? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Who was it who did the video with the Guitar Hero? Was it DD5F? The Guitar Hero guitar playing Jump
I
Beef.
don't know.
Yeah, I remember DD5 used to do the piano.
Yeah, he used
Used to
to
do
create
yeah,
upgrade
yeah,
into
yeah.
a Guitar
I saw
Hero
him play a
guitar.
bit of LAN, I think, one time. But he was a guy that basically, when we banned the market gardener, disappeared. Didn't
Disappeared
he? He
into
just
the
went,
wind.
no, disappeared into the night.
Do you want to get into the market gardener?
I mean,
Is this going to be a spicy topic?
I think you're a little pussy, honestly, if you think the market gardener's bad, if market gardener should be banned.
That's abrasive.
I mean, I didn't
You
say
put
it
me in
should
the
be
middle,
banned.
eh?
I just said it makes things exciting to watch. If anything, I'm the most neutral person out of everybody. But I'm just letting you plebeians fight.
CeeJaey, as a medic main,
you've
how
got
do
a
you feel
medic
about
here.
the market
Medic is, like,
gardener?
really
As the
upset.
medic main here.
Right, so if a soldier bombs you and he throws a rocket at you, if you're good, you can surf it. I'm not saying I can. I'm saying if you're good, you can surf it.
that's
That's
If there's
the
a
thing,
scout,
that's
you
the nuance of it, though.
But you see, Nubby flying at you at Mach 10 with a spoon,
Yeah.
you're thinking, well,
There's a
you're
very
already
simple way
writing
to
a
avoid it.
gravestone out. Yeah, there's no counter.
No, there is. It's hold
Scout.
W until he's about to land, crouch as he lands, kill the free soldier that's not got his rocket launcher.
I
out.
stopped listening when he started walk forward.
Yeah, I just die.
You made MVM, it's fine.
It's easier if I just die. I'm not
Yeah, I just
remembering.
keel over. I don't even use. I could use hit, but nah. You might miss it.
The lad has got a point though. It's about just timing the melee, isn't it? So I guess if you just
Yeah.
change your position slightly, it loses that timing. ever so much.
There's literally just a movement method to avoid it, and then once you avoid it, it's like there is a soldier here with his melee out.
I'm gonna.
For the record, I wasn't for banning it. I just think, like, how many people, like, DD5F was probably the original guy
It's
that
like
got known for
yeah,
this.
DG,
right?
Nubby,
Right.
and Jay.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it takes a lot of skill to use
To
it.
kind of pull it off,
get to that
especially in,
level.
like,
So
Are we not
I-
noticing the bias there? You know, the guy's like, come on,
No,
just let my
I'm
teammate,
aware of
like,
that.
Just use the steel lock.
I'm aware of that, but at the same time, when I think about it, I think of Toast and the Ambassador. I think how
Oh, yeah.
that got nerfed 5 years ago now. I just think,
Valve nerfed him.
I know Valve nerfed it, but at the same time, it was like, this is just a skilled weapon, there was no need for you to do this.
Well, take that, Valve.
Yeah, take that Valve. Do one. Yeah, is there anyone who you haven't seen at the LAN though that you would have liked to have come to the LAN?
Many
Me,
people.
I've got a list.
So many
You've got a
people.
list.
I've got a list.
Yeah, run it down.
You got to keep in mind, I'm like, these old relics of time, I'm like, I miss this person, I miss that person. There's so many.
Yeah.
Fanva, for one, ads. I can
Oh, yeah.
literally, you know what, ask these nerds, I can just be here. listening
You're
to
just
them.
listing them off,
I
just
miss
everyone
everybody.
from the
I miss
past.
everyone.
We haven't had one of these in 3 years. And
Yeah.
It's like everybody needed to turn up. Just for all time's sake, everybody has to be here.
Yeah.
And lots of people have come, but so many people also haven't. So it's a bit.
It's hard to name, right? Because there's a lot of people. You want everyone to be here,
Yeah.
right? And you think, oh, is so and so coming, and they're not, and you kind of you're happy that there's people here,
Yeah.
and you get to see the people that you
I
get
think
to see.
It's not like there's not people to talk to.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The better
Yeah.
question would have been, who do you not want to
Oh,
turn
who do you want to LAN? Ooh.
ACN?
Yeah,
PM stream. Welcome to the Late Late Show, fuckers.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe, like, it took quite a while for AZN to get banned, really.
We're going this way, are we?
Yeah, we're going this way.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
They felt-
thanks to Top 5 Rocket for doing it twice.
I mean, I love you, Alec, but come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
I did want to see a French team at LAN, but I understand, like, the cost of, like, actually traveling over here
That's
is
one thing.
super expensive.
This
and
is the
stuff.
first I series. There's not actual French team.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
crazy,
like-
actually.
It feels wrong in that way.
Yeah. It's
kinda
this
mad when there
this
was-
should be a French team.
There was 2 Prem French teams in the last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and neither of them
And
turned
none
up.
of them. Yeah, there's no.
One of them did have a cheater, but
Yeah.
Hey, AZN must have him by the throat or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
He's got them
don't
hostage
you
right
fucking
now.
dare, well, I'll hack my way over to that fucking household.
He's still in the Matrix, Turbo.
He's still in the Matrix. Tweaker's trying to keep him out. He's like,
The other team was a
he's
Czech
crashing
team
the
as well.
servers.
The other team was a Czech team as well, the one that was in Prem, at the bottom of Prem.
Oh yeah,
but
the Daegu team.
Yeah, the Daegu team. They would have been quite fun to have on LAN as well, because we got like Playgray who was playing as well, and he's
Yeah.
he's massive.
A lot of the people on this team were nice guys, like Tomasz.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
They would have been great to have on LAN and stuff.
Because I went to Hector Koling, who was on that team.
Yeah.
He came to his first LAN on my team back in Copenhagen, I think 2018, 2019.
Well, yeah, it was one.
Yeah.
wasn't
One of
it?
those, yeah. So it's kind of weird when you see people like you talking about Nubby being, shy and everything.
Yeah.
I can remember back at a certain someone's first LAN, Mr. Moralexi over here, I-58.
I-58,
Yeah.
with my dad. Turned up with my dad, yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. He was just but a boy. He was but a boy.
And
You know.
and,
the
and
age
now
thing
you're
like
in
that.
the invite
See,
group.
for you, I, fucking old codgers coming in like, hey.
Hey, I brought a team called Boomers, right? I'm trying to rep the old guys as much as we
Mate,
can.
the amount of boomer jokes I was thrown my way by Epley, I was like, dude, you're wearing like a wool.
Yeah.
Wool
He's
on
wearing a
stream.
cardigan on the street. He's flaming you for being old.
What are you doing?
You have to give Epley a break, man.
You're only
Yeah.
saying that because he's not here now. He's gone
No,
home.
I said that to him on stream. I said to him, like, what's this? What's this? And he's calling me a boomer and all these things like that. I'm thankful nobody's pointed out the baldness yet, but it's fine, I'm tall. Nobody sees it.
Give us, like, Turbo, you got
Actually,
hench as well. Can
This
we
is
just,
this
can
is
we
one
just
thing
point
we
out
have
that
to
Turbo
talk
got
about.
hench?
How Turbo became Turbo Daddy before this LAN.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking. I know.
CeeJaey was like, oh, not me.
What show have I come on? What is this?
Well, I never thought I'd be answering this question. So I became a daddy because when you.
Just hit the gym.
Okay, let's keep this in mind, right? It's been a long time since these lands in between, all this stuff like that. And I was like trying to keep fit and keeping things like that, but when you just let time long enough, and also, land is very unhealthy. I drink like shit. It's literally one of those lines out of a comedy thing. It's like, oh yeah, just stop drinking beer. And then all this just happened. But yeah, lockdown happened. You couldn't go out places. So you were forced to live a healthy lifestyle, and the only thing to kind of pass the time was to
Go to the
work
gym.
out a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Honestly,
Look at straight camera.
it's honestly one of the most talked about things in the last day and a half.
yeah,
It's
I
him.
can't wait to see all the-
Just him and the fact that he's
Can't
gone
wait
from
for all
the
people
guy
to
with that
talk
running
about
meme
my casting.
to
I was like, let's see how the cast went. Turbo's biceps. That's all the fucking.
Turbo's buff like.
I was like, no wonder I can't go on these fucking couch segments or go and host things. It would just be like bicep.
Do you feel Essential TF is now using you as a,
I
as,
know.
as a
I
sex
feel like a
symbol
piece
to
of
bring?
meat. Yeah. You know what? My
feel
eyes are up
objectified.
here, Twitch chat.
Yeah, God, stay away from him.
It's worth it though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking eating it up like fine wine.
Going back to like lockdown stuff though, CeeJaey, did you get like a boom in subs? Because obviously you were streaming. Do you stream all the way through lockdown, or did you do like other things?
Yeah, during lockdown it was kind of crazy because obviously everyone was at home, and even people who were working like were at home. So many people were just being like, "I'm here, I'm watching. I'm not going to say anything because I'm supposed to be working." And yeah, it was kind of. I think a lot of streamers had the same thing where so many people just were watching their streams because they were home. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird. Like, I think talking about like YouTube and stuff. Not for myself personally, but there's a load of TF2 YouTubers who've kind of like sprouted up almost. I think some of them will be here tomorrow as well, like on the show. And it's like people just started. It's almost like a bit of a renaissance, like TF2 YouTubers started sprouting up and making things and videos with like getting a ton of views just because people were at home and like, you know what, I'll watch some YouTube, I'll watch some streams.
But yeah, I swear TF2 peaks on Steam, like peak player base at once during the pandemic. So
yeah, because people are home. It's like there's this free-to-play game. I've watched some videos, you know, and the people like Lazy Purple are still getting like millions of views, and that kind of like it's almost like it trickles down to like all the other people who are making videos, and you just get this kind of crazy amount, and it's kind of continued on post lockdown. So
Yeah.
you know.
Have you checked out Amic's channel?
Sorry?
Have you checked out Amic's YouTube channel?
Amic is a special guy.
I don't know what happened, right? Amic was starting on a meager 50 subs, right? And he was like, you know what, guys, I want to start making YouTube videos. And we were like, yeah, go for it, man. Do what you want. So he started streaming. And his like second video he put up hit like 1 million views or something.
Yeah,
Like he just hit the algorithm somehow. TF2 has just like exploded. I don't know how over YouTube it's done that, but it has.
I used to have I had a buzzing video once. It was like one of those. Numlock called it the funniest shit he's ever seen. It was just a mumble recording of like two people playing 6v6, but it was like bad TF2, and they were pissed and all this stuff. It would be guys like, oh, meditate, shot, oh.
That's what I miss. Is you remember that YouTube channel? I can't remember what it was called, but it had clips from people's streams, random TF2 streams, and there's the one from Cadus's old team. When he's like, oh, does your girlfriend ever say, I cannot breath with these?
That's the stream highlights thing.
Stream highlights,
That's what. Truck Trucks. Yeah, Truck Trucks.
it was Kurtz, yeah.
They just need more of those.
The mate's
new
making
ones.
Overwatch and Valorant money now. You
Yeah.
know, you don't need us.
That meme is
They
still
all are,
around,
to be
by the
fair.
way.
So.
That meme is still around. The I cannot breath this air. That still goes around.
That's his Twitch sound. If
Yeah.
you subscribe to him, which you should know,
Oh,
you know. But yeah, that's what comes up.
Did
absolutely.
you get a commission for that?
Thank you. Thank you,
How's your day 2 looking anyway for the tournament going forward?
We have Witness 3:15.
Ooh,
So it's a late start, but it should be a good game.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
hyped.
Yeah.
Are we, CeeJaey? You're done now.
I
aren't
really
you?
like the
Lower
way you're
bracket?
looking at me as if I have any idea who I'm playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I left my desk, I grabbed a beer, and I came over here. I have no idea.
No
who I'm
idea
playing
what's
tomorrow.
going on.
I
You
assume-
grabbed a Carling. That's not beer. That's water.
I grabbed an unidentified, unbranded beer.
Yeah, unidentified,
I've been told not to
unbranded
say brands.
barley substance.
Okay, fine.
I assume we're playing one of the teams that got knocked out by, I assume, the invite team. So it might be Zypher.
Sam in the big house or Cypher?
Yeah, so I don't know what time that is, but yeah, I mean, like the guys were pretty confident. We can, you know, Phil's first thing was we can have a bit of a redemption arc, go for the lower bracket run. So, you know,
There is something that sets apart Samir in the big house from the rest of the open teams, okay? And that is if they're winning or losing, they are screaming.
It's going to sound weird.
Game's running late.
Beevan's been screaming all day, and everyone else on the team's just like, yep. And then Beaver's like, wow, like screaming at the top of his lungs. And by the time we got to the final match, he was like, yeah, my voice is gone.
Oh man.
Very deceased. Turbo, will you ever play again at a LAN, do you think? Or are you done?
Maybe we're getting desperate with these questions.
Maybe in a drunk stupor.
You're really trying to fill time now, are you?
Yeah.
TF2 is a commitment, and it is a commitment of time and things and all this stuff like that. I just learned early on, I was like, right, I'm going to pick me a niche little thing out of it, which is commentating and casting, and just do that. Now at this point, I could barely fire up TF2 without it breaking. So, and I feel like if I entered an MG server, I don't want to make the boys look bad with inflation of skill. So
Yeah, well, fair
I'm
enough.
sure you don't. I'm sure you don't.
I taught Drac everything. No, he's okay. You're right. I was pretty bad at the video.
Taught him everything. I'm just gonna
I only got to a measly Div 1, so.
throw it to the last bit. Have you got any shout-outs you want to throw? Because we're going to go to a break and then we're going to get some new people on. Any shout-outs you want to give while you're still on?
I'll shout out my whole team. I mean, they deserve it, and we'll have a good rest of the tournament, and well, we better actually. But and I'll shout out the Spacemen who are playing some video games somewhere.
Oh, Spacemen, love them.
Love the Spacemen.
I mean, shout out to my team. It's been like a really, really fun day. Like the game, like it's been a long day, but it's been a really fun day. It's been great playing with them. And to all the people in our area, I'm not going to say names because I'm going to forget someone, but like we got a little blob around our seats. A lot of cool TF2 gamers. So yeah, shout out to all those guys. It's been a really fun couple of days so far.
Yeah, good times. Any shout-outs, Sebo?
Shout out to Tweeku, he gave me a beer, and shout out to Alex as well, because I promised a shout out, so there you are.
Fantastic, awesome. Thank you for tuning in for this part. We'll see you in part number 2. And we're going to shoot it to a break in a bit. Wow, I think we're now back on the stream. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined by Loris, Turbo, and JMaxchill. How's it going, gents?
Amazing. I was first on that list, and I'm absolutely blessed to be. I have no right to be first on that list. And I'll take it, thank you.
Sorry, do you want me to swap you with Turbo?
Amazing so much.
Yeah.
I'm in a great land.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, good. How are you doing, JMax? You all right?
I'm doing good, yeah. It's been a long day, but we're here.
We're here.
We're here, we've made it.
Made it through day 1, and now we're here, and you're on this. Congratulations.
This is all I wanted from LAN.
Is this the late show?
This is the late show.
Yeah, it
this is
feels
as
like
late as it's going to get in terms of late shows.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe if there's a very
If there's a show
poorly
after this,
done one
I hate
after
to think
Sunday.
what it's going to be called.
It could be terrible. So JMax, you do stats and stuff. How are you finding LAN in general? Have you met many people?
I have, yeah. It's been interesting, because I've ended up, this is my first LAN, and I've ended up bumping into a lot of people who, I mean, when I first walked in here, I've been speaking to Adam and Archrhythm and Dr. Happiness and Soda and everyone before. I walk in, just blank looks. I'm JMaxchill. Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
The stats guy.
The stats guy is here.
Yeah.
How's it so, also meeting other people throughout the LAN? Is there anyone that you've met that you've been like, oh god, that dude's really cool actually? Because people change when you meet them at LAN and stuff. Is there anyone like that?
One of the people I was really hoping to meet was Elke, who's another editor for TFTV. Really good, nice guy. Really glad I got to meet him.
Yeah.
Really chill.
Super talented,
Shout
right?
out Elke.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to all the stats guys out there, because stats guys are ultimately incredibly important to the running of absolutely everything. I was once trying to run a stream which was about, trying to check, asking, well, I guess kind of what we're going to be going into, which is what are the stats of this event? What's actually happening here? Who's keeping track?
Yeah.
And
Who's doing that
ultimately
stuff?
you need these people. You need these people who are actually paying attention and writing that stuff down and getting in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And you never have them when you need them. And now I'm so glad I met you. Hold my hand.
This is what stats do to a man. I used to write stats too, once upon a time, ages ago.
Is it Turbo?
Huh?
You did?
Yeah, those
You
old
had a spreadsheet?
I mean, it was not so much a spreadsheet, it was a bit more open than that. You know those old sort of like stats for like the stream where it would be like, oh, Kano got 7 kill streaks and things like that. You had to painstakingly enter all those logs and
In
each
the old
category
days.
and all this stuff like that. It was tiring. And the first thing I thought was I need to bring somebody in here and fucking do this for me.
Your energy is telling me that you used to carve that into stone. I'm guessing that wasn't correct.
It took forever because it was like, you know, one of those sort of own little kind of websites that you make and all this stuff. Like, I made this tool or this like that. They're not experts in making tools. You don't have fucking Steve Jobs making this back here. It's Gentleman John in his garage making these fucking stat pages. It's like, there's one way to enter this. If it goes wrong, everything breaks. Okay, John.
Yeah, the WordPress Special or something, you know, like. It sounds exhausting.
I'm tired.
And I'm sorry you went.
I'm tired just hearing about it. Yeah.
Sorry you went through that. Welcome to the late show, everyone.
Welcome, everyone.
I mean, that is actually how I first got involved with like doing like the production broadcast side, because I basically went up to Beta, who I think was at that point the one putting like copy pasting logs into spreadsheets.
Yeah, that's the guy I got to get to it.
And basically, went up to him and said, I have a script that you can give it a log and it will copy it into a Google Sheet. It's like, you're hired.
That's the power of data.
2 years later, I can never escape.
That's the power of data, though, because it's not about that one log that you posted, right? It's about the 1,000 logs you had before it, which really creates that incredible data structure that we're still using. Like, you know, the intro of this LAN would not have been possible without that data spreadsheet of Beta, like, you know, writing in what frag happened, you know, what ticket happened. That happened 3 years ago. And that data is there and it's available, and thank you to the architects of that data.
And because of that data, we can have people like you putting together phenomenal frag videos to open up LAN.
Wow, that's a huge shout out. That was what Laura said. God, incredible stuff. But also, like, what I was going to say was that, like, people just do this, like, basically out of the goodness and love for the game and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
why do we do this?
Why do we do this? This is why we do this.
Yes.
We get this wonderful long weekend of just chilling out away from our lives.
Is it worth it just for a little
What
bit?
clout?
There is no clout.
Is the appreciation worth it? These are deep questions.
Is the game worth it? That's real. Let's go there. Let's go there right now.
You know what? I hate this game.
I hate this game. Why do I do this to myself? No,
okay, all right. I was just out watching that last game, the Swift versus Boomers game. That was worth it.
Yes.
Right, like,
Was it
you
worth
could, no, 100%. You could put the last 5 years of my experience in TF2, and I would say that was worth it, because, like, I was behind Boomers, and Boomers lost. But that felt incredible. Like, every point grabbed. Like, that's an underdog story, right? We love the underdog story, but every point grabbed felt incredible. Every single victory.
You know how I could describe that fight? Okay, you remember, you know when you watch Rocky 4 and they're going round for round, and they get to round 18, and like, you know, the Russian guy, he's tired, he's pushing it, Rocky's tired, he's like covered in massive That's those two fights.
I mean, you were trying to create a storyline, you were casting, right?
Yeah.
You were trying to create a storyline where Juno was involved, and I'm sorry. That's what happens.
I mean,
but for anyone who was behind Squirrel and Phil and all those guys and CeeJaey, that was a absolute like show. You know, that was some. Sorry, Linkin Park just came on behind me and it's very distracting. But that was a show. That was amazing. It was so much fun to like jump in and watch them play. Go on, please sing it.
No, I'm not going to sing it.
He's not going to sing
Do
it.
it.
No, I just felt like...
Twitch chat wants you to sing Linkin Park right now.
Just remind me of that clip where that girl's like,
It starts with one, Pedro.
The aliens
It starts with one.
Like, take us down.
I need that for the outro. If someone could please clip it.
Yep, please clip that. Thank you, production.
That's not the tearjerker outro video they want.
Yeah. They won like last year's outro video. People still go back to it.
Last year's?
Sorry, not last. Everyone's saying sorry. The amount of people I've met who say last year.
Last lands.
Oh, but it's that we keep forgetting that was 3 years ago. But pretty much nearly everyone I've spoken to has said last year, because it feels like, you know, when you meet people again, that it's just like nothing's changed. Also, that is incredible. I don't know if stream's picking it up at all, but that's insane. Oh, you're going to do
But in
it.
the end, it just didn't matter, you know?
No, just in the end, it just didn't matter.
We're on the first day. Let's keep it to first day. Let's not
Yeah.
worry about the end. Let's not worry about the outro. I don't want to get too much into
No,
the outro.
God.
I don't want to get performance anxiety this early. It is
Yeah.
day one. I've got 2 days to finish that lucky.
Oh, God.
Do you feel this pressure about the outro? Because a lot of people actually tune in.
I'm the outro guy. I've been the outro guy for years.
Yeah.
It's
but,
horrible.
I mean, no, but to keep beating
We're revealing it
yourself
here.
over and over and
For
over
those who
again.
don't
Oh no,
know.
it's horrible. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the pressure of the outro is absolutely excruciating. But at the same time, it writes itself. So like in 2 days' time, I'll know exactly what the outro is supposed to be. But right now, I'm terrified.
I mean,
Right,
you're going to get plenty of
content
footage.
going, Lucky. Let's go.
Get some content going. Yeah, it's really on you, I'd say. Yeah, I'd really say if you guys could be really entertaining for the next 2 days,
tomorrow,
it'll
I'm
make
on
it
quite a
way
lot,
easier.
So I'll do
if
it.
you could do it tomorrow,
Yeah,
that'd
do
be
it
even easier
absolutely
again.
fantastic, yeah.
Hey, do a kickflip off the table. Let's go.
Oh, if you could. If you
That would be
could.
radical.
On the
Use the
boards.
snowboard and
I
do a
don't- so you're
kickflip
not-
on it.
Are you saying that the stats won't come up in the intro video? We're just like, there, stats.
Maybe we could do stats.
We have stats.
The first ever crossover of stats and outro.
I
Could
like
it
what you're
be?
thinking.
Hold my hand. You're the second person who's held my hand this stream.
I mean, are there any cool stats that you found across the land? Ask us some stats questions.
Well, I do have some stats questions lined up, though they're not actually as fun as you would think. Because number one, well,
Why are we
you're
doing it?
sold
Wait
it
till
to
you
me.
hear.
Why are we
I'm
doing it
here.
then?
Number
Sorry,
one.
let me get on the edge of my seat. I'm here. I'm
number
ready.
one, which scout do you reckon has the most kills?
What, generally or?
So across invite, which is the 3 rounds. So across throw your take, witness game, and TF2 is
Thomas.
fifth.
It would be
Thomas?
Bevan.
He's not in invite.
He's not in
Doesn't
invite.
count.
It's an invite. Already shot myself in the foot. What's
Thomas,
your answer?
Bevan.
My answer, I can't get over the question. This isn't going to be as fun as you thought. I can't even think.
Guys,
We missed
let's
the
not
pub
get out of
quiz. We've got
control.
to make it up for it somehow.
All right.
What is the opposite of a pub quiz?
No.
Okay, no, someone can help me out. Who plays Scout and Invite?
More Alexi.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Morale,
Morale.
Jay, Gazzy.
Banny.
Jay's playing Soldier.
Banny.
Banny
does.
has the most frags of
that was
all
actually-
scouts and
well,
invites.
To be fair, that makes sense.
Alf,
The man,
after
the man is
day
like,
one.
he is Planet Froyo when they orbit him, so he's probably
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
heals, kills, subscribers.
I
There
did.
you go, man.
I did watch him earlier.
Prime.
To be fair, like the man's a machine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you watch him
like,
play.
look-
I heard a comment over there earlier, which is that you can understand the game more if you sit behind them.
Look, at the end of the day, jokes aside, Banny is very good at the game. He is literally the most successful. He's the only man that can afford to play this game, at full-time rate.
Yeah. Apart from the TF2bers who we spoke about earlier, but
I mean, you had CeeJaey on the couch earlier.
yeah, it literally
No,
says
but
they're
I'm
playing
talking about
MVM.
work, like grinding at the competitive game over and over.
To do
That man
comp,
every
yeah.
now and then has to pump
Yeah.
out a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, I think, the only one paid to play to be the best.
Yeah.
Not rather than paid to entertain.
To be fair though, I'm going to give one shout out to Banny real quick here.
Yeah.
His player shots earlier that we got some player photos earlier,
Which
he was
looks
very
sick.
good.
Yeah.
He was very good.
Yeah.
He
What's,
gave us the hard.
What direction did he give us? Was it all brooding?
Death
and
stare.
serious? Who was,
Thank you for that zoom in, by the way.
who had like the killerest pose? Who did like the most?
Morale
crazy-
was very good,
Morale
but
was good,
you wait. There's some real killers.
Oh.
There's some real killers.
Oh, now I want to know. I
Yeah.
wanna see
You
it.
wait for tomorrow. Brand new content ready for you tomorrow
Am I not
morning.
allowed to spoil it?
I
then?
say tomorrow morning, but I'm here right now. I'm not working, so
All right. Oh.
Am I not allowed to spoil any?
you can give a little hint.
The
Team,
Moolah
give me a
one.
team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Moolah one. Oh yeah. Stream, get ready for that one. The Moolah one was fantastic. Excellent.
Sorry. More stats. More stats. though?
More stats.
More stats, more stats.
More stats. More stats.
All right.
More stats.
Demo with the most damage.
Oh, out of
Surely there's got to be a Habib.
Yeah.
Surely.
Habib.
He's been the.
It's Habib.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's shocking.
Also demo with the most kills. Final question then. Soldier with the most kills.
Oh.
That's harder because it's not been as clear this LAN. We've seen a lot of really good soldier on LAN.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like we've seen like.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Pappy.
Pappy?
Pappy's been very pop like hell. Pappy has been very effective, and especially in those last couple of games, he was like crazy.
Is it Pappy?
No. Wait. I need to hear another opinion.
Jay,
Pappy.
Jay's a bit of a
Who's
spawn.
playing soldier in this land?
It is
Paddy?
Jay and Paddy, Pappy and Sil, Nubby and Josh, and is it Poison?
Poison.
I was trying to read him
Danny.
whilst he
Watch
said that,
Poison.
and he.
Poison will come out of fucking thin air and start.
Yeah.
No,
Poison does
I was
just
trying to
pop
read
people.
him whilst he gave me that list. Like there was a hint in there.
There's no reading. I'm thinking way too hard about who's on these teams I've watched all day.
I gave it to Sil for no other reason than he gave me a nice smile earlier.
And both of you are right. Sil and Jay are tied.
My man. I'll take
Dude,
it.
what are the Pockets doing? Do you remember
I'll
when the
take
Pockets used to rule this planet? Now they're just. When did Romans start fucking coming in and getting kills?
Jay is
But before
technically
the time that we
Pockets.
inscribed stats into stone, probably around that time.
Yeah, probably.
Thing
It's when-
is, I do actually want to use this to illustrate a genuine point. Froyotech, after day one, were the best team, beat everyone else, and also had statistically the best performing players. But like, no, in Team Fortress 2, can you say they had the best performing players statistically, so won? Or was it just like an artifact of like having the better game plans, executing them better? No, if you know how to play a team fight, you are obviously going to get to win the team
Put
fight.
that
and
into
to
that
get
product
points.
game with Froyo near the end, 2-0 down and brought it back. It's at 100% a show of that. Everything was going the wrong way until really Froyo dug down and said, you know what, no, we know better than this. They really started dragging it back, and that was a slow grind. And we watched that grind in real time.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. Like, they were really pulling it close, saying, like, you know what, like, at the beginning of the game, I had Cadus behind me. I was watching from the desk, and all the opinion was like, yeah, they've got their number. They've got Freyo's number.
Yeah.
They know everything. They know the playbook. But Freyo have that maturity. And yeah, we haven't got that damage on paper, but like we've got that knowledge. We've got that maturity. We know how to grind it back slowly. And as soon as it was, 2-2, game was over. Really, truly, the game was over.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Obviously we look into the stats of things, but they pull out you ever go those stats that pull out the averages and things like that, and you had these scary stat lines of some teams like they've won 99% of their sunshine maps and things like that. But when you get to the brass tacks at the end of these things, I think it was TF2 Easy, didn't they? They had a 99% stat of Summit for the last ETF12 season.
Yeah.
They were supposed to win Sunshine. They played Sunshine, they lost.
Yeah.
Because when you get to these upper echelons, the 1%, that is your Froyo-Tex. That is your Witness game.
Yes.
So that's when the stats go a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
You see the same in any sport, right? You'll see a football game which goes 75% one way, but it doesn't end up.
Yeah, it's good to if you're watching a league game or something like that. But when you go into the playoffs, that's when you get your 1% plays and all this.
And at that point too, that's the point where they're all watching each other and studying each other and learning from each other. Like, obviously not so much in TF2 as to the extent where people can put their full careers and every hours of the day into this. But, you're not going... week 1, ETF12 season 42, Witness Gaming kind of stomped TF2 Easy. I forget how close it was. And they met again in the grand finals. Yes, Witness won a game. Do you really think that TF2 Easy hadn't spent the season thinking about how they'd played and what they could fix?
Yeah, probably true. But I was going to say, when it comes to teams like Froyo, I was having a conversation with Cadus about how product got into the map pool. I was like, why don't you ban product against Froyo, considering they always win on product? And Cadus was like, yeah, but they're not immortal, which is true, which is what we talked about with Sunshine.
Yeah.
But Metalworks also exists.
Yeah.
And Metalworks has not been obviously a EU map for very long, and we don't really play it. You don't just ban products.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about that whole map. We watched that great game in product, and it wasn't one way.
Yeah.
Because the days where product was won by Froyo straight away is long gone. When's the last time these players even played the game? Like Clockwork, these famous games, Blaze, these famous gamers. You know, they haven't played in years. Product's on the map again. However, Metalworks, I'm sorry, EU have had this gentleman's rule for years that we would just not mention it and not scrim it and not play it for years.
It's not a map.
And unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. Sorry, we'll give that to you, America.
And I believe Witness Gaming do permaban Metalworks too, like first time every time.
I mean, you need to look at it in like a vacuum, as I'm playing in the vacuum. You need to not look at it like in the vacuum. You need to look around the context. All these players, when they might ban these in the later important games, but right now it's like 4 scrims. You know, they kind of want to see like, so what is so bad about this map really, and all this stuff like that. Yeah. That's why you saw these like Metalworks and you saw these viaducts coming out. It's almost like you're testing the map pool of these other team members, and also you want to see how sharp you are, you know, as well. Generally.
Yeah, you're feeling it out.
Yeah, usually what happens is I think generally you'll see teams try to tickle a bit of each map. They won't just be like, right, let's just keep playing Gully Wash because it'll be like a crack at it and all this sort of.
Yeah, I think the Witness just wanted like that information. I think when I spoke to Cadus about it, he was like, yeah, you got to get that information off them. You got to kind of see where they're at with it, because I mean, bringing in Paddy and into the fray when you're playing on product is a little bit out of the Froyo playstyle. I mean, he's obviously played before, but
I will drop a tiny bit of knowledge here, which was that Cadus was somewhat miffed that Witness tried to go straight into the heavy on that last. I think it was the last round. They really tried to guarantee that. That was part of the secret playbook. That I'm now going to get in trouble for even mentioning. That's like some really underground stuff right there.
I mean, yeah, that had to be underground. I don't know why. It came up and was like, I'm a heavy. What the hell is going on?
It was like 1 minute or like 50 seconds into the game, and the heavy comes out. That was part of the secret playbook. And they should not have brought it out that early, but they did. They really wanted to try and guarantee that win, and unfortunately, obviously, they've shown their hand. One thing that obviously 7 under Cadus they tried to hold on to that information. They tried that Rewind. They tried that multiple different events.
Showed their hand. That thing came out like a pocket 2.
Yeah.
They were a bit ready. Spring loaded.
Spring loaded. They got fucking slapped. Like, the heavy went out. It was the most embarrassing heavy play I've ever seen.
It was mistimed somewhat.
Yeah, I can see how it could work though, because like the biggest misconception with product is like you got to wait that initial time for the point to unlock. So during that time, it gives you time to set up what you want to do on product. So getting a heavy does make sense if you want to play slower, but if you screw it up like that, it doesn't really work.
It wasn't the right timing. They didn't get any kind of like positioning. Like at one point, I think the heavy rotated around like the cliff area,
and
everyone else was dead, and like I don't know, it's just not really going to work.
I mean, they made it work a little bit down the line. I think at first they like ran the heavy, but Froyo had the point, so they were just looking at this heavy. May was getting chipped, and it was like, quit it. And then I think eventually they did like just exchange Ubers. They'd be like, right, okay, there's going to be a post-fight. At least like the heavy will kick in a bit then. But then they just slowly picked them up out one by one. And this poor, depressed Ixie just had to like waddle forward. And he kind of ran back. He like fake turned. He's like, I'm just a heavy. Got fucking creamed. They never picked that class again.
Never get it again. What's the weirdest like off class you've actually seen in your time at any point?
Me, I can't believe Gazzy plays Pyro, and people are like, oh, it's a Pyro. I remember people used to go, it's a Pyro.
I'd say the weirdest one I've heard was the secret play that 7 had once semi-prepared, probably around Rewind 2, which was Golly Wash. You're holding second point, and you are probably equal Ubers, or maybe even off Uber. You bring an engineer to through Big Door, and there's that little slope down.
I'm excited.
And you put the level 3 there. I don't think they ever ran it, but I heard that plan in detail. And I'm glad they never ran it, because I was thinking, how long does it take to build a level 3?
Yep.
How long are you waiting off Uber doing nothing?
Especially think about how many actual metal packs there are around that Gully Wash area as well. There are none.
Yeah.
There's sweet nothing. There's
I think it's all about the surprise in these things, right? It's all about they weren't expecting it. They came out of one door and they got hit by everything and that kind of thing. it's smart, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say Cadus like didn't really think that one through, but the more I thought of it, I'm just like, I hope I don't see it in a way because it sounds so risky.
Yeah, the issue you've got when you're off-class at NG and when you're playing offensively is like you've got an NG.
It's almost unheard of.
Yeah.
It's almost unheard of.
I feel like though that could work if they were like expecting a spy play, because obviously you will have one of your 6 players missing for a while, and if they expect a spy play, they will stay where they are and spy check rather than try to push up while there's like a level 1 being built. So
yeah, and I'm going to get in so much trouble for like spoiling all of Cadus's plays because I spoiled 2 of them today, but like...
Yeah, we're not going to see you tomorrow.
I'm going to be dead tomorrow,
yeah,
so
it.
honestly, stream has been great.
All right, I've actually got a pretty good answer for legitimately all this stuff. I think by far the best one, and it wasn't just this the off-class play, but it was just generally a play, was, do you remember when 7 was at the height and they were just creaming ETF 12 season after ETF 12 season? You had this low panda team, right?
Oh,
and I'm not sure if you can remember which game it was, but they were playing 7 on Granary. And most people go to mid. They didn't go to mid. You know what? They went full pub and they've got, like, I'm not sure if they got a heavy, but they got an engineer, they got a heavy, and they went straight to the stalemate. And 7 were just like, obviously like, oh my God. You know, and they have to walk into because you don't see a sentry on that fucking second connector at all. And they have to deal with this. And I shit you not, they were struggling. They were really struggling.
There is like a chaotic, evil individual among us that doesn't miss low panda on a fundamental level because of that kind of play.
They were very out of the box of that. And Mookie was just, I don't know, he was just ahead of his time. I said it.
For those of you that are watching on the stream currently who get upset about people off-classing in games, screw you. Because I actually like kind of prefer watching people experiment with the game a little bit. Because it has kind of been like stuck in its way for a very long time. And it can be seen as like a toxic or trolly thing. But when people off-class and it works, it's like...
Unlock everything, unlock every class.
No, not that.
Freedom!
No, stop. No, stop. Don't release them.
6, 7 men in one server, fantastic. Yeah.
Class unlocked. We're not barbaric.
Oh, right.
You know, we keep classes locked down.
Oh, right. Oh, you can make stipulations now.
6 heavies. Anything you want to throw out there, JMaxchill?
Speechless.
Well, I mean, what I want to throw out, there's not 6 heavies, but it's just that, I mean, I agree, and also I think, like, a lot of the time the stuff that you would think of as trolling, like double spy, like people ran that last season seriously, and it came like very close to working. I think TF2 Easy ran it in the grand final against Witness, and like it almost worked.
Yeah.
Except because Witness, but I think the problem there was Witness spy checked and saw that like Nubby was on spy, and then Gazzy, the other spy, bumped someone and got killed, and so they're like, okay, Nubby is still on spy somewhere. But it's that sort of thing. I mean, the Witness Gaming last hold with a Pyro, an NG, and 2 banners on Sunshine, like, it's impossible to push into that as far as we've seen today, pretty much. And, you know, one, I like experimentation for the sake of it and seeing, you know, how good a last hold can we create. And 2, you then, like, spur people on to innovate further and say, okay, they've got this super hold. How do we break it? Because I feel like the team that can break Witness Gaming's Sunshine last hold will just be able to beat them on Sunshine. But how?
I mean, the problem with these things is like people are like, oh, let's unlock all the stuff, let's just like let things loose and let just the creativity flow and all this stuff. Usually it never comes down to like, oh, the creativity always flows. I'll bring up a better example in a second, but basically what happens is people find the best ways of doing things, and they do that all the time, and maybe it might be just beatable, but it's so beyond hard, and it just comes to the point where the game isn't enjoyable for the average person. That's when, usually how games change this up is like they know stuff is overpowered, and they'll do like a little change of stats and numbers and all things. Dota is a good example.
It's a great example.
Where they do that stuff all the time and all this. And we kind of need that, because think about how many strategies just were not...
Oh, this must be the late show, because now we're asking for balance patches. Oh, Christ, we must be there now.
We're there now. We're in the zone. We're in the end zone now.
Touch wood, we get a balance patch.
Oh, please.
Every time we ban things like that, it's just us kind of actively balancing what we can balance on this fight.
I mean,
and
the
every
Iron
time
Bomber got
somebody
fixed.
asks for all the unlocks to unlock, they kind of forget about history. Remember Quick Fix at NA? Remember double sniper on Process? Remember Natasha? How do people not remember these things and go like, yeah, we should definitely, yeah.
At the end of the day, TF2 is a game that we play for fun. And,
yeah, it's
Natasha,
Natasha is not
double
fun.
heavy Natasha is not fun. 3 demos locking down every entrance is not fun. Like, I realise that, it is not the normal way to, this is not vanilla TF2, but it's the way that we enjoy. And at the end of the day, that's why we do it.
Absolutely preach. That's some deep stuff. What is that time? 20 to 1 at night.
Jesus.
That is absolutely remarkable.
All right, I feel like we're going to probably throw into some shout-outs, then we'll close this thing up. Any shout-outs you got, JMax?
Shout-outs to Arch Rhythm, Dr. Happiness, Soda, Blackout John, and everyone else who's been doing production, because it's been a bit of a nightmare, but it's all going now, and it's really impressive back there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What about you, Lars?
Everyone on the planet and Fribs.
And just specifically Fribs.
Yeah, she asked for a shout out.
Okay, cool. Any more that you want to throw out? You threw something last time, but any more?
Everyone else on the planet.
That's 2 shout outs.
That's two.
That's
She'll love it.
it.
You know what?
That
Shout
is
out
bang
Fribs.
book.
Thanks,
Any
Fribs.
shout-outs from you, Lucky?
Oh, yeah. Shout outs to Arch and Kirsty and Charlie for sorting everything out. You guys are absolute legends. And shout outs to Tweaku as well. He's done a wonderful, wonderful job. So cheers to you guys. Thank you, boys and ladies and gentlemen, for
see you tomorrow.
tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and fresh and early. So be there or be square. Peace out, boys. Cheers.